The story of Manawee, from The Women Who Run with Wolves. There was a man who came to court two sisters who were twins, but their father said, "You may not have them in marriage until or unless you can guess their names." Manawee guessed and guessed, but he could not guess their names of the sisters. The young woman's father shook his head and sent Manawee away for time after time. One day Manawee took his little dog with him on a guessing visit, and the dog saw that the one sister was prettier than the other, and the other sister was sweeter than the other. Though neither sister possessed all virtues, the little dog liked them very much, for they gave him treats and smiled into his eyes. Manawee failed to guess the names of the young women again that day and trudged home. But the little dog ran back to the hut of the young women. There he poked his ear under the side walls, and he heard the women giggling about how handsome and manly Manawee was. The sisters, as they spoke, called each other by name, and the little dog heard and ran as fast as he could back to his master to tell him. But on the way, a lion had left a big bone with meat on it and near the path, and the tiny dog smelled it immediately, and without another thought he veered off into the bush, dragging to the bone. There he happily licked and snapped at the bone until all the flavor was gone. Oh! The tiny dog suddenly remembered the forgotten task, but unfortunately he had also forgotten the names of the young women as well. So back he ran to the two sisters, there by the hut for the second time, and this time it was night, and the young women were oiling each other's arms and legs and readying themselves as though it was for a celebration. Again the little dog heard them call each other by name. He hopped up in the air in a fit of delight, and was racing back down the path to the hut of Manawee, when from the brush came the smell of nutmeg. Now there was nothing that the little dog loved more than nutmeg. So he took a quick turn off the path and sped to where the lovely kumquat pie sat cooling on a log. Well, soon the pie was all gone, and the little dog had a lovely nutmeg breath. And he trotted home, and with a very full belly he tried to think of the young woman's names, but again he had forgotten them. So finally the little dog raced back to the sisters' hut again, and this time the sisters were readying themselves to be wed. "Oh no," thought the little dog, "there's hardly any time left." And when the sisters called each other by name, the little dog put the names into mind and sped away, absolutely, resolutely determined that nothing would stop him from delivering the precious two names to Manawee right away. The little dog spied on some small fresh kill on the trail, but ignored it, and faltered over it. The little dog for a moment thought he smelled a curl of nutmeg in the air, but he ignored it, and instead ran home to his master. But the little dog did not plan for a dark stranger to leap out of the bush and grab him by the neck, and shake him so hard his tail almost fell off. For that is what happened. And all the while the stranger shouted, "Tell me those names! What are the names of the young women, so I may win them?" The little dog thought to himself he would faint from the first tight fist about his neck. But he had fought bravely. He growled and he scratched and he kicked, and he finally bit the giant stranger between the fingers. And the little dog's teeth stung like wasps. The stranger bellowed like a water buffalo, but the little dog would not let go. The stranger ran off into the bush with the little dog dangling from his hand. "Let go, let go, let go of me, little dog." "I will let go of you," pleaded the stranger. And the little dog snarled between his teeth, "Do not come back, or you won't be seeing morning ever again." And the stranger escaped into the bush, moaning and holding his hand as he ran. And the little dog proceeded to hobble and half run down the path to Manawee. Even though his pelt was bloody and his jaws ached, and the names of the young women were clear in his mind, he limped up to Manawee beaming. Manawee gently washed the little dog's wounds, and the little dog told him the whole story of the two names and the young women as well. Manawee raced back to the village of the young women, with a little dog on his shoulders riding high, the dog's ear flying like two horsetails. When Manawee reached the father with the names of his daughters, the twin sisters received Manawee completely, dressed to journey with him. They had been waiting for him all along. That is how Manawee won the two most beautiful maidens of the Riverland, and all four, the sisters, Manawee, and the little dog, lived in peace together for a long time to come. Crick, crack, crout, now the story's out. Crick, crack, crun, now this story is done.